Hey, hey everyone, I welcome to another video, another tech video. Okay, here we are going to over the different topic. What a different topic that is going on current world. आवाज नहीं निकल पा रही है डिस्कशन सी नेट कंटेंट 50% of bosses say they regret how going to read all this to discussing CNET. CNET, what does CNET? In the age of the calling, discussing the dumb thing CNET did in effort to please the Google dot call all news content to improve your SEO ranking. This straight today in the tandem in past. How a startup looks stuff. How a startup losses is it is dark. As a well-run side stage startup engineer will often describe the work experience as intoxicating. As a large company, the best you get is enjoyable. Why does it happen? Is it inevitable? Let's inspect what makes a startup intoxicating. Any engineer should spend most of their time score loop. If you need to talk to user, figure out their problem, come up with an idea to build. If you need to discuss the idea with cow or cuts, implement that. Cross finger the ship, celebrate the post mortem, then go back to step one. At 10 people, each of these steps can be fun. You can just directly reach out to user you're interested in, grab a beer with them. An idea that you think is both valuable to the company and interesting to you, you can just drop everything to work on it. Almost an co-worker will be interested in discussing the idea with you because they have skin in the game. If your idea is good, they benefit from the encouraging you to kick it. If the idea is bad, they benefit from explaining the wrong. They maybe user themselves. This might want to work with you. They can likely offer useful insights. Since everyone will work with a significant chunk of code base. Implementation is quick. Choose a whatever tool you want. No secret review code. Can you hold the whole thing in your head so you feel comfortable making sweeping and try first hot reload can be quick merge change quick so slow test in CI need no need to blocking PR review for safe change maybe just put it master for unsafe change just tap cover cursor on shoulder on PR review too many user can tolerate downtime to making breaking and database anything is possible maybe till this will make you equity worth something. Maybe people will building upon this future. Shukama, maybe you have seen a visionary in this historic work. Maybe you have attended to party with with your users and hear them say you come up with an idea only it's a save a life because everyone in that term has skin the game they all narrative to you your heart are synced as a company scales the fun in steps every one of these steps at 100 possible people the loop look like more like this talking to user is 4 p.m. silly you stick to what you at best you get a summary of insight and a reasonable task priority list right from it at worst you can confuse and skill with domestic and understanding of user selfish vision and you one explain why each task matter you can't just work on whatever you want coordinating would be when to communication mess our manager has a plan for you that they have designed in consideration with everything else going on maybe you can work on your work on your idea once you finish it all the stuff you can work on its security in your spare time you can talk with your co-workers yeah but they don't likely very interested they don't benefit from your success in fact they might be competing with you for promotion they have got long task list too don't have freedom to drop you what they and they probably don't remember much about the code you touching any implementation issue all the tools have been decided already there might be a better newer tools available but they They're not worth introducing inconsistency. You didn't introduce consistency. If you want to use something new, ask a manager or email a security review team. For many for legacy reason, lots of code you are afraid to touch, understand anymore. Through test are you only secure of confidence that you not breaking everything. You need to rely on a lot of trial and error. Each trial error loop is slow because the code takes a while to compile. It takes 2 weeks to get a small PR. Wait 20 minutes to for CI to pass. It fogs, rerun, test it, merge conflict, or a bit feedback from viewer. The viewer just point out nets because they don't have enough context or incentive to make important suggestions. You make request changes, push changes 20, repeat 3 XPR, make an infrastructure change. It is 14 step process. Least you cost downtime or data loss for 10 million users. After 3 months quietly told you ship something, you get to demo it at first Friday meeting. You one chance of sure to see what you are working on. Only a few coworkers are really paying attention. Your principal doesn't affect most of them. You get some part of the back. Your manager say this is for you and your next pay cycle for 5 months. At best you get 20% salary bump and title change. At first for one they are reorg. You get new manager. The project get deeper tries or scrap. You need to convince the new manager that you done stuff at this company. Is this preventable? I think not. If you look closely, what this problem fundamentally come from decreased skin in the game and reduced event and then into communication which create need to manage to and specification which reduces individual agency and breadth of learning, reduce risk tolerance which slow everything down. One and two inevitable result of having more employees. However, there are many things you can do to slow down that. For one, don't accelerate it. Most startup needlessly accelerate their corporatization by copying the processes of larger companies, usually by poaching manager from large companies who bring their playback with them. For example, many startups use Jira because large companies use Jira. Don't use Jira. Why Combinator has helped the world as an inspiration should we go other way. Large companies should try to operate more like a startup. Not only are large company playbook meant for a large company, they also outdated by the time your startup get big. Better solution to many scaling challenges are exist. So when you are experiencing scaling pains, to solve them from principle or take inspiration for startup that move faster than you despite being a small size. You can try to structure a company like a one-shop independent startup. In fact, you should do it extent you will can, rippling somewhat pull it off, but you typically can't because the component of your produce are too tightly interconnected and most components don't generate any revenue of their own. On that. Okay. Okay. There is a blog. First time Altman. Shall we read it? How to successful. It will be a good article. How to success. It is observe thousands of founder and thought a lot about what it takes to a huge amount of money to create something to better. Usually people start off wanting the form and end up wanting the letter. Here are 13 thoughts about how to achieve such outlier success. Everything here is easier to once already reach a baseline degree of success and want to put in a work to turn that outlier success. What much of it applies to anyone. Compound yourself. Compound is magic. Look for it you're everywhere. Exponential curves are the key to wealth generation. A medium-sized business that grow 50% of value every year become huge in every very short amount of time. Fusion is world have true network effect and extreme scalability. What with technology more and more will it worth a lot of effort to find the great them. You also want to avoid to exponential curve yourself. You should aim for your life to follow your ever increasing up and right trajectory. It's important to move toward a career that has a compounding effect. Most career process fairly linearly. You don't want to be career where people who have been doing it for 2 years can be effective as people who have been doing it for 20 years. Rate of learning should be as high you career progress. Each unit of work you should generate more and more result. There are many ways to get this leverage, such as capital, technology, brand, network effect, managing people. It is useful to focus on adding another zero, whatever you define success metric, money, status, impact, or earn. I'm willing to take as much time as needed between the project to find the thing. But I am always want to be project that it's successful will make the rest of my career look like a footnote. Most people got bogged down in opportunity by willing to let small instrument get focused on potential instead. I'm thinking the bigger competitive advantage in business, either for a company or individual career, is a long-term thinking with a broad view of how different systems in the world are going to come together. One of the notable aspects of compound growth is that furthest out years are the most important. In a world where almost no one take a truly long-term view, the market richly reward those who do. Trust the exponent, be patient and pleasantly surprised. Okay, compound interest. That's why I'm creating video. Let's see where it goes. I'm compounding. I'm creating around 12 videos a day, and together they will accumulate and help me out to reach more audience in future. I know that. That's why I'm focusing first create on content more and more. See and improve the quality of it through creating short videos in more efficient and good quality. It will help me out. Self belief is immensely powerful. Have almost too much self belief. The most successful people I know believe in themselves almost to the point of delusion. Cultivate this early as you get more data point and you can consistently deliver result. Trust yourself more. If you don't believe in yourself, it's hard to let yourself come contrarian ideas about the future, but this is where most value get created. I remember when Elon Musk took me to our SpaceX factory many years ago. He talked in detail about manufacturing every part of the rocket, but the thing that stuck in memory was look at absolute certainty on his face when he talked about the sending large rocket to Mars. I left thinking, oh, so that the benchmark for the convection look like. Managing your morale and your team morale is one of the greatest challenge of your endeavors. It almost impossible without a lot of self-belief, and unfortunately the most ambitious you are, the more world will try to tear you down. The most highly successful people have been really right about the future at least once a time. When people go, they were wrong. If not, they would have faced much more competition. Self-belief is the most be balanced with self-awareness. It used to be hate criticism of any short activity about it. Now I try to always listen to do it with the assumption that it's true, then decide if I want to act on or not. Truth seeking is hard and often painful, but it is what separates them self-belief from self-delusion. The balance also help us to avoid coming from cross as in tired and out of touch. Oh, that's great. Yeah, how much minute have been covered? 13.23. Wow. It's our third video of the day. Learn to think independently. Entrepreneurship is very difficult to teach because original thinking is very difficult to teach. The school is not set up to teach this. In fact, it generally reward the opposite. So you have to cultivate it on your own. Thinking from first principle and trying to generate new ideas is fun. Finding people to exchange them with a great way to get better. It The next step is find easy fast ways to test these ideas in real world. I will fail many times and I will really right time. As the entrepreneur will say, I will fail many times and I will be really right once. I will be really right once is the entrepreneurship way. You have to give yourself a lot of chance to get lucky. Wow. Wow, brother, wow. It will be good of my life. You have to give many chances in order to success. You will not get success in first attempt. You are not hero of this world, or we are waiting for you. I have not seen earlier. No, the world doesn't work like this. You have to give your chance a lot more, then you will get something. I will fail many times, and you will, and I will be really right once. One of the most powerful lessons to learn is that you can figure out what to do in situation that seem to have no solution. The more time you do it, the more you will believe it. Grit comes from the learning you can get back from after you knock down. Or good at sales. Make it easy to take risk. Focus, hard work. Wow, we have got 3 points already. As in 15 minutes. Let's see rest of the point in next video. Till then, bye bye. See you again.